Welcome to a conversation about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Today, there's a considerable amount of news and speculation about the team that we will explore. To begin, let's focus on the latest information regarding the Steelers' draft plans for the year 2025. After that, we will discuss the most recent mock draft, which features a controversial pick for the team at the 21st overall position. We will also analyze the reasons to be optimistic about Broderick Jones' performance as a left tackle in comparison to his work as a right tackle during his first 2 seasons in the league. Before diving into the main topic, it is worth mentioning the idea of sharing this video with friends who may find the information valuable, as such recommendations help extend the reach and connect with new audiences. Now, let's delve into the recent observations of an analyst who stated that the Steelers have shown a strong interest in a quarterback from the University of Alabama and might consider selecting him in the first round with the 21st pick. He revealed that he had a conversation with a well-informed league executive who confirmed that the organization genuinely likes the player in question. Furthermore, he mentioned that if a renowned quarterback joins the team, it could resemble a situation involving an established quarterback, suggesting that the selection of a new quarterback might be approaching. If the player is available at the 21st pick, it seems the Steelers are likely to choose him. This player has attributes valued by the coach, as he is big, fast, and had a remarkable performance on testing days, posting elite times for his position. He has a strong arm and makes impressive deep throws on his tape. The coach values athletes who can combine speed with power in their passes, qualities that have been observed in other quarterbacks and are likely present in this player. In fact, the preference for this athlete could be an excellent choice for the team, especially if they can secure an experienced quarterback. If that happens under favorable conditions, he could be a developing prospect, working under the guidance of veterans, which would allow him to hone his skills before becoming a starter in the league. He presents impressive physical traits and dynamic talent, but some subtleties of the position still need refinement. Accuracy has been a challenge, and mental processing is an aspect that requires attention. This quarterback tends to look for the run too often, and his presence in the pocket can be concerning, as can his lack of anticipation in plays. Additionally, his hands are a bit smaller, which may cause complications during throws. Therefore, this needs to be monitored in terms of his development. My evaluation of him aligns more with the end of the second day or the start of the third day of the draft. He has exceptional potential, but there's a long journey ahead before he can fully realize that potential. This results in a fumble issue, which is something that should certainly be monitored with such a player. Personally, I assign him a grade that fluctuates between the end of the second day and the beginning of the third day, as he has extraordinary potential but still has a long way to go in reaching it. I believe he will need at least 1, but probably 2, seasons before he is ready to play as a starting quarterback in the professional league. For that reason, I would prefer to see him selected on the second day, and I would be quite disappointed if a team took him in the first round, especially if the pick were at the 21st overall position, with the next selection only coming at the 83rd pick, which takes place at the end of the third day. That's a long wait to choose another player if you decide to go with someone who may not be ready to play in their first year, possibly not even in their second, or perhaps even in their third. This serves as a reminder that the organization operates with a very tight circle. When information becomes public, it's usually because it was intended to be known, and often it's a clear falsehood. They have proven adept at manipulating the media over several seasons. Recall the year they drafted a quarterback when all the reports indicated that the coach was excited about another player to the point of planning to select him with their first-round pick. When the player was still available, they chose someone else. Remember last year when they said there was no chance of acquiring a top-tier quarterback and that they would stick with one player while continuing with another. However, they ended up bringing in that quarterback. This offseason, before the start of free agency, rumors circulated about a lack of interest in a renowned quarterback, even though the coach had him as his top choice. They have a special talent for hiding their intentions and spreading misinformation to shape narratives. I believe there are other possibilities in the first round to secure a quarterback besides the one mentioned, should a team choose to go that route. Other players could be more suitable options, as they would be more ready to compete in a professional league game next season than the player in question. Moreover, they would require less time to develop as starting quarterbacks at the league level. Feel free to share your opinions on the possible selection mentioned in the first round. How would you react if a team chose him at the 21st overall pick? Please provide a grade from A to F, and this will be highlighted as the pinned comment for today's discussion. I will soon discuss an interesting opportunity related to a retailer. In the meantime, feel free to provide your grades for the possible pick mentioned. Currently, there's a great chance to purchase a relevant product from a specific site. By clicking the link, your purchase will contribute a portion of the profits to support our activities. This support helps us acquire new equipment and maintain our day-to-day operations, allowing us to continue offering free content. If you're already thinking about buying this item, now is a great time to do so while supporting us. So, make sure to check out the link to purchase the product today. Moving on, we have an intriguing situation involving a renowned analyst who made a questionable choice. A former general manager suggested that a team should select a player in his recent mock draft. The reason behind this suggestion is quite mysterious, especially considering the team already has two great players in the same position. I struggle to grasp the current situation, particularly as it involves a former general manager from the National Football League proposing that the Pittsburgh Steelers should draft an edge rusher in their recent mock draft. The rationale given is rather perplexing. The Steelers currently have two exceptional edge rushers on their team, and bringing in another player of this type could enhance their rotation, providing an opportunity for him to learn from seasoned players. However, this approach seems to prioritize physical traits over actual performance. The player in question recorded just 1.5 sacks last season, even though his physical characteristics are impressive. Still, I concur with the viewpoint that his time at Texas A&M was not particularly remarkable, and while he has appealing attributes, this argument misses an important consideration. It seems that the individual making the suggestion does not acknowledge the talent that is already on the Steelers roster. One of the prominent rotational edge rushers in the league is overlooked in this conversation, making it strange that he was excluded when assessing the team's requirements for that position, especially since this is one of the few areas where selecting a new player seems unreasonable. The Steelers have an established edge rusher who has regularly been recognized as one of the top defensive players, alongside another who earns a substantial salary and ranks among the league's elite. Given the existing talent, it raises questions about why the team would contemplate drafting another edge rusher in the first round, particularly someone who may not be ready to make an immediate impact. The footage of this player shows a strong reliance on power rushing techniques, and uncertainty surrounding his weight loss leading up to the NFL draft raises doubts about whether he still possesses the strength he once had. There are widespread concerns about whether he will live up to expectations, and a suggestion that the Steelers should select him instead of targeting a defensive tackle, running back, or a nickel cornerback stands out as one of the most questionable mock draft choices I have encountered while following this team. It is hard to envision the Pittsburgh Steelers opting for an edge rusher given the current state of their roster. The idea of choosing this player over other vital positions is particularly alarming. I truly believe there is minimal probability that the Pittsburgh Steelers will draft an edge rusher in the first round, especially someone who is not equipped to assist the team in the near term. If we consider who the bigger fool might be in this scenario, is it the one suggesting that the Steelers will pick a specific quarterback in the first round, or is it the person assuming they will select an edge rusher? My inclination definitely leans towards the latter. Now, let's examine some reasons to adopt a more positive perspective regarding a particular player transitioning from right tackle to left tackle this season. It is crucial to acknowledge that he has not performed exceptionally well during his first 2 seasons in the National Football League. In fact, he encountered significant difficulties during those early years. However, a large portion of his snaps during that period was spent at a position where he had not truly thrived before joining the team, abruptly switching sides. He is now returning to his more natural role at left tackle, a position for which he was selected to be the team's future. This year offers him the chance to become the starting left tackle, and to illustrate my faith in his development, let's recount his performance during his only start at left tackle against a rival team. It turned out to be one of his most impressive games as a starter in the league, achieving a notably high overall rating, ranking among the best of his career. His run blocking was commendable as well, while his pass blocking grade, albeit not reaching the highest levels, remains significantly above his career average. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. The Pittsburgh Steelers front office is reportedly eyeing a major move that could reshape their offensive line for the foreseeable future. Christian Darasaw, the talented offensive tackle from the Minnesota Vikings, has emerged as a top target in the Steelers' ongoing efforts to bolster their protection game. The news comes amidst growing speculation about how Pittsburgh plans to address their long-standing struggles along the offensive front, particularly after a season marred by inconsistent performances. Could Darrisaw, a former first-round pick, be the key to securing the Steelers' offensive line for the next decade? Darrisaw, who was selected by the Vikings in the 2021 NFL Draft with the 23rd overall pick, quickly became one of the league's most promising tackles. Despite an injury-plagued rookie season, he showcased immense potential in his second and third years. In 2022, he started 14 games, and in 2023, he appeared in 15, earning a reputation as one of the most reliable young linemen in the league. His combination of size, agility, and tenacity makes him an ideal candidate for Pittsburgh's needs as they look to secure a dominant presence on the edge of their offensive line. However, it hasn't all been smooth sailing for Darrisaw. Despite his impressive start, the 2024 season took a hit when he suffered a knee injury that ended his campaign early. While this injury could raise questions about his durability, it's not expected to have long-term effects on his career, and his recovery timeline will be a key factor in any potential trade talks. Pittsburgh is said to be closely monitoring his rehab process, with an eye toward securing him as a key player in their rebuilding offensive line unit. Adding Darrisaw would give the Steelers an experienced and dynamic option at left tackle, a position that has been a revolving door in Pittsburgh for years. His physical prowess and consistency would help protect their quarterback, whether it's the seasoned veteran or a potential future star, and could also open up lanes for the running game. With the Steelers' offensive line struggling to find stability, Darrisaw's presence could serve as a foundation upon which they could build a more balanced and effective offense moving forward. As the 2024 season continues to unfold, all eyes will be on the Steelers' next moves. Could they land one of the league's brightest young tackles in Christian Darrisaw? With his contract extended through 2028 and his pedigree in the NFL, Darrisaw could be the missing piece to help Pittsburgh regain its offensive dominance. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Pittsburgh Steelers, make sure to subscribe to Steelers Nation Central and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.